I watched episode 1 of One Piece. I felt like episode 1 deserved its own video since it's my first step into my journey towards the Grand Line, and I'm sure this comes as no surprise to anyone, but I really liked it. It was goofy, it was funny, it definitely held up for an episode that came out in 1999. As I mentioned before, I'd already watched the live action, so I had a pretty good idea of what was going to happen in the episode, but there were some key differences. I think Luffy's introduction in the anime just feels better. It became super clear to me that this format really fits Luffy's character because animation just allows him to be as loud and, I don't know, for lack of a better word, as animated as he needs to be. I also just really enjoyed them not showing his ability when he was first introduced. It's really quick, but he goes to knock out a pirate and you don't actually see how he does it. I just think it's cool because it adds a little bit of intrigue. But anyway, he's just a goofball, and between him and Kobe and Alvida, you're introduced to such a colorful cast of characters right out of the gate. Honestly, they're all a lot of fun. I also kind of thought I wouldn't like the art style. When I've seen these characters in the past, I think I had just been under the impression that they wouldn't be for me for some reason. I was wrong. And just to be clear, it's not because I thought the art style was bad, it just wasn't what I was used to seeing. But man, I get it now. More than anything, I just really love the expressions. Kobe and Luffy and Alvida and even Nami, everyone is so colorful and so expressive. I like how much shape everybody has. Like some characters are more blocky and some are much more round. Some characters are long, but it gives you this sense of like who they are as a person. And also, as I was watching the episode, I just had this feeling of nostalgia, which is funny because I haven't actually seen the show, but it had this way of making me think of Saturday morning cartoons. And even when things seemed like they were getting dicey in the show, I didn't really feel like anything that bad was gonna happen because Luffy just doesn't seem bothered by anything. Like sometimes to concerning levels, he is unbothered. But even still, nothing really feels like it's gonna have that bad of a consequence. And it's been kind of nice watching it alongside of the other shows that we've watched this past year, like Jujutsu Kaisen and Bleach and Chainsaw Man, because it's definitely adding more levity into my anime watching, which is kind of nice. It's okay though. I'm absolutely sure One Piece is gonna make me cry. I do think watching this has made me like episode 1 of the live action a little bit less, but really only because I don't know that it quite captures the same magic that I feel watching the anime. I can't explain what exactly it is. If episode 1 of the live action is a leather jacket, then episode 1 of the anime is like a warm sweater. And there's nothing wrong with a leather jacket. I wear a leather jacket pretty much every day of my life, but they just feel different. I think there's a more serious tone that just has to come when real people are playing the characters. I can already tell I'm gonna see so much more of Luffy using his gum powers. And I love that because they're cool. I don't know, I just think a rubber guy is hard to pull off in real life. Maybe that's why they don't show Luffy's powers that much in the live action, but even still, it's great to know that I'm gonna see more of it in the anime. And that's not to say that the actors didn't do a fantastic job portraying the characters. It's just different. And again, if that series didn't exist, I don't know that I would have started One Piece by now. In that sense, I'm glad that I watched it first. Anyway, we end the episode in a dinghy and Luffy and Kobe head off towards their respective goals. And this is when Luffy says that he wants to recruit Roronoa Zoro for his crew, which I am hyped to death about because Zoro was already one of my favorites from the live action. So I just feel like I'm gonna absolutely love him in the anime. Like, there's no way that the three sword style doesn't look even cooler. Like, there's no way. To wrap us up here, I can definitely see why this series grabs people. Suddenly, it doesn't matter to me that I'm like 1,800 episodes behind. I'm invested in Luffy and Kobe, and I want to see them succeed, and I don't even know that much about them. Hopefully we'll get to see more of Zoro and Nami in the next one, because I know I've said it before, but I am a big fan of Squad. I gotta have my trio built out. I know there's gonna be more Squad down the line, but still, the trio is essential. I love that I said I was gonna make these into shorts, and this is definitely not a short, but I guess I just had a lot to say, so I'm sorry. I'm thinking about maybe the next video being like the Romance Dawn arc. Let me know down in the comments if you have any recommendations for how to group the episodes together, but I think at least doing them by arc would be manageable. Anyway, I'm loving it so far. I have watched quite a bit already, so I am retroactively going back and making these videos, but that's okay. It's because the holidays hit and I just had a lot of extra time to binge One Piece, and like I said, once you get hooked, it's just hard to stop watching. This week, we got to give a shout out to our patrons. So, first on the list, we've got T, Carter, Common Sensei, Kotomori, Nicholas Delgadillo, Jamal, Erwin, Grace Stark, Curtis G, Travis R, and Trey Watson. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and thank you for coming along with me on my journey to the Grand Line. I promise I'm going to be better about uploading these videos. And as always, stay tuned for more content like this in the future. That he wants to recruit Roronoa Zoro.